What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome to my very first Nintendo Switch video of gameplay. Welcome to Let's Mess with the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I just finished, like, kind of the opening tutorial type stuff where you get your, powers, more or less, your bombs and magnet and stasis and, ice. And then it's like, hey, your main goal here, your main quest adventure log thing here is destroy Ganon. Now, you got some submissions here that you obviously want to do beforehand, but if you really wanted to go beat Ganon at the beginning, you pretty much can. And someone's already beaten the game in like an hour and a half, so there is definitely some speed run potential there, but I think it will perhaps be more lucrative for me, as I am just still very early, to mess around here for a bit, talk a bit about this game, what I've played thus far, and perhaps claim some towers, like, you know, any good open world game. Got my paraglider deal. Oops, that was a bad idea. I forgot, I changed the buttons around. So, this game's hard. I think that's the first thing. If you played a lot of Zeldas, they kind of haven't been hard in a long time, and that is refreshing. But you can definitely make some mistakes real easy and die. But they did take a whole lot of modern gaming conventions and cram them into this game, thankfully, because Nintendo is notorious for not playing other video games from other companies, and that kind of puts them in their own little world and can be more harmful than helpful, I think, most times. So I'm going to set myself that marker. I'm going to remember B now is jump. So B is not jump by default. And I was having a real hard time with X is jump because just the layout of the controller is not... having played a lot of other video games from a lot of other video game companies, the layout of the controller can be a bit much. And also, I kind of also want... hey, some enemies. I kind of also really want a Pro Controller. And I don't have one yet, so that is definitely on my list of things that I really, really need is the Pro Controller. So, Hyrule Kingdom, baby! I've really enjoyed so far what I've played of this game. I think it is really good so far, and it is very much Nintendo doing what they do, but also doing what a lot of other companies have done with games for a long time. So, it is refreshing to see them actually catching up to, you know, the rest of the industry when it comes to open world gaming conventions. And it's like, hey, you see that over there? You can go there. I'm like, yeah, it's been a thing for a while now. But it's nice to see it happening in The Legend of Zelda. So those guys are hunting that wild boar there. I'm gonna let them go on their thing. I've gotten one upgrade so far, and that upgrade is for my stamina. Stamina is a big deal. Weapon degradation in this game is a big deal. And they're having a hard time fighting that boar, aren't they? Well, I'll get to their asses in a moment here, but I do want to find out what's on top of this tower in that chest. I bet it's some arrows. So far, it's not been anything too interesting in these little spires that I've been climbing. But yeah, so a lot of things that you wouldn't normally have to worry about in a Zelda game are in this game, which is crazy to me. Here we go. What we got? Amber. Got a lot of amber. I don't know what to do with that just yet, but... Alright, guys, having a problem here? Having a problem here? Hey, buddies. Hey. Good morning. Beat you with a giant claymore. And then, so you can lock on, much like a Zelda. You can kind of do a little hop, do a little run, do a little dodge, but I did not dodge there. There is some physics stuff in this game, which I guess is unusual for a Nintendo game, and I am just failing the fuck out of fighting this guy. You know what? F off. I have arrows. You can get shot in the face. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, so a lot of the problems that people are having, you know, the handful of complaints that I've seen, have been that weapons degrade. And, you know, you're constantly picking up new ones, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. But, they do degrade, and, if you're just fighting enemies in the open world here, that can be irritating. So, what the hell was that? I saw something there. I saw a thing. I'm a little bit wary. Oh, hey, buddy. How did I miss? How did I miss? Oh. You jump out of the way and stab. So you don't really get that many attacks with these weapons, to be honest. You don't get that much stuff, but like it's is he still doing his thing over here? Still? There you are, asshole. And you're dead. Got something new. Octo Balloon. Octorok Tentacle. Hell yeah, Octoroks. It's a Zelda game. So yeah, there are a lot of design... I want to stab that thing. There are a lot of design conventions here that, you know, are going to be familiar. If you ever played any other Legend of Zelda video games, they're definitely in here. Alicia Fox. I can't kill the fox? It's like, oh, he's not evil, therefore you can't... I don't know. So yeah, I'm still pretty early on. There's still things that I have not learned. And there is a wide, wide world of Zelda out in front of me. So I will hopefully be constantly checking in here with more Let's Mess With videos for this game. Because it's a big game. And it might take me a while considering how I get through video games these days. With, you know, a YouTube channel and whatever else. So this is all kind of just me admiring the scenery and whatnot. So, let's, like I said, get into some of the nitty-gritty here, which is, there is a lot of nitty-gritty. There are, you know, interlocking systems to take into consideration. Just my HUD here. You can see that I have, you know, my hearts, obviously. What I currently have equipped for my magical powers, more or less. My slate, oh shit. My slate powers. Let's, run through here so these guys don't keep on hitting us. And your slate powers can be changed with this thing here, so I can kind of go, yeah, I want bombs, and I got bombs, and I can kind of just throw bombs and detonate, and that has a recharge meter. I'm not sure if that gets better or worse. You have a sound thing. Look at that. Next to the map, there's a small purple thing. And if I crouch, I make less sound. And enemies can be notified by sound. But also, I need to eat something, so we're going to eat this steak here. I'm out of food now, which is a problem. That guy looks pretty big. I'm gonna just run past him. So if this game takes some of the approach of a game like, say, Dark Souls, where not that you can't beat every enemy that, you know, is kind of in your purview, because obviously you can beat the game pretty much in an hour and a half if you're good enough, right? But it takes the Dark Souls kind of convention of, hey, if this is really hard, these fucking goddamn, really? What the hell is this shit? Like, here's the thing. I'm playing this right now, and I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and doing that back-to-back, the games are a little bit different, control-wise, and it's kind of messing me up. So I'm gonna go over here to this shrine, and hopefully not get hit anymore. Just get in, just go. Just go. Because I'm getting my ass kicked. I don't want to die here. I don't want to die here. Examine. So what I was trying to say is that when there are places where you just die really easy, perhaps you shouldn't be there yet. And that's the way that the Souls games kind of handle that bit of stuff. And so the shrines, I've done 4 of so far. And the 4 of gave me the 4 kind of main things I use as powers. But from what I've heard, there's a whole lot of these scattered throughout the game. And I'm very curious to see what else they do or give you or what the deal is. So far, load time's been pretty minimal. Not that big of a deal. So, no real complaints there. I've heard that the game runs better in handheld mode than it does here being docked. So, that's kind of unfortunate. But they pretty much give you what you need at the very beginning of this game, which is interesting. Because, you know, most Zelda games is a very clear, you know, a very clear structure. There we go, baby. There we go. What do we got here? What's in this chest? What do you got for me? More amber. I don't know what the amber does yet, so no comment on that, I suppose. I'll find out. But it's been pretty good in not hand-holding. And considering how often Zelda has been hand-holdy for a long time, considering the last, you know, number of Zelda games where it's just like, well, we're just going to tell you where to go and what to do and tutorialize you for, like, you know, 5-6 hours. This really isn't that. And that's very, very refreshing for a Zelda game. So I can appreciate that a whole lot. But I'm going to find out what else is over here. That's the way back up, I guess, if I fail. So running and jumping is my main issue with this game right now, in that you were able to change the jump button from X to B and the run button from B to X, right? But still, the buttons are on top of each other, and if you got fat thumbs, doing a running jump, which I think is kind of important, is kind of an issue, and that's weird to me, but I would have preferred to have, a much more varied method of control, but whoops. Nope, that's gonna, nope, sorry, Link. And yeah, so obviously I'm not gonna get too much in what the story is thus far, but that there definitely is a story thus far. Now I do have some apples. That's not gonna give me a whole lot of health here, because you want to cook that stuff, and I have not cooked it, but whatever. So we're gonna not botch this time. No, can't make that. Oh, I can't make that. Okay, well, now I know I can't make that. I'm sure there's a way to make that, but not from where I'm currently standing. And not at the risk of running out of life here, so I'm going to head over here, which is the end of this trial, and see what this gives me outside of, a shrine orb or whatever the hell they're called. I can't remember. So the shrines give you spirit orbs, and you can cash in those spirit orbs at the goddess statues, which there's one at the Temple of Time. Spoiler, Temple of Time. It's a Zelda game. And you can get those to cash in for either an extra heart or an extra chunk of your stamina meter, both of which are important. Now, speaking of which, besides just the stamina meter, you will notice down where the noise thing is, number one, there's the time of day, and obviously that's going to be important based on, what kind of enemies that you're going to find here in the land of Hyrule. But also the temperature in this game is important. You see a temperature gauge above the noise gauge. And if you go in a spot that's too cold or too hot without the proper attire, or, eating the right food that's gonna get you what you need, you're gonna lose health. And that was an issue in the plateau, which is kind of, the first area of the game. So it's a thing you gotta learn to, I guess, deal with. And eventually, you're gonna either find or unlock or buy more of the clothing. And this seems to be a whole fat lot of nothing. Oh, never mind. It's a Korok. Yahaha. I'm not Hetsu. I got a Korok seed. Get a bunch of them, and you never know what might happen. Okay. Poke your nose in suspicious places. I can do that. It's a video game. Not a problem. So yes, there are physics here at play. I'm not sure if they're using Havoc or their own proprietary engine, but there definitely are Tweehee. There definitely are bits of physics, and I was going this way to one of these towers. I think this one over here is closer. Yes, that one. I got sidetracked. It's that away. I don't know how I got over here. But yeah, it's a big map. It's a big open world. And you do run into things fairly regularly, which is, obviously ideal for... Is that a bird? Bird. Bird is the word. Bye, bird. And it's a really good... Nintendo is good at their art styles, right? So, even if a game is not the most technically competent game in the world, the Nintendo art direction usually, more than often than not, makes up for it. So, going back and forth between this and Horizon, and both games, look really good. Obviously, Horizon, is a much more graphically intense game, but that does not take away from the achievements here that they have accomplished on the Switch and, the Wii U. So, also, the Wii U is available if you were, if you don't want to buy a Switch, and honestly, I kind of don't blame you, because, right now at launch there's Zelda and there's Zelda. So, another thing here that comes into play is fire. So I can kind of hop up here, hop up, there we go, and then change to, say, a torch here, and I have a lit torch. And this lit torch will totally light some shit on fire. Who is this? You are an enemy. You're an NPC. Oh, that's a first NPC. What's up? Bad omens. We're doomed! I mean, don't panic. What thing? Oh, the Guardian. Yeah, okay. Those things are... That's one of the first things we've seen about this game, was that video of Link on a horse and the Guardian. Basically, he says, there are a bunch of Guardians near Hyrule Castle, which has been taken over by Calamity Ganon. And, you know, your goal here is to rescue Zelda, who is keeping Calamity Ganon at bay, and whatnot. So, anyway, as I was saying, with the whole fire thing, we're gonna get this fire here. Fire is great for cooking, and fire is great for lighting things on fire. You know, as you might imagine. Now, you're not gonna get the same kind of a fire effect as, say, you know, a Far Cry game where it just spreads and spreads and spreads. But still, it's a cool detail that, you know, normally wouldn't be in a game from Nintendo, and it creates gusts of wind. And I missed my chance there to get the gust of wind. So let's go get some more fire and see if we can get that to work before we head over to this... Ooh, a chest over there. So yeah, it's a Zelda game, so you're going to constantly be, I guess, distracted by things that are happening in the world of Zelda. So we're going to do this, get this fire going, and then see if we can't get a gust of wind here. Light the grass on fire. Oh, and I'm on fire! There you go. Smokey says only you can prevent forest fires. Hey boys, how you doing? That was nice. That was nice. But also, I shouldn't be fighting with a torch. I'm an idiot. So let's fight with a claymore. Boom! That didn't really do as much damage as I'd hoped. No, arrow's bad. Arrow's bad. So you can dodge their attacks and kind of get a last-minute strike. Throwing spear, that's a new one. Can't carry anymore. Alright, we need that. So the one thing I have here as a complaint so far is that I don't mind the weapons damaging, but to get rid of them, either you open the menu and get rid of them, or you open this here and say, I don't want this torch anymore, and then you take it and you throw it. And then it, you know, does a thing. So, I'll get that spear there. And I don't want that bow, but I do want these horns and fangs. They'll do something eventually. So here's a cooking deal, and I need health, so this is a good way to show off the cooking in this game. So, I want to say, I want some, say, some wholesome mushrooms. So, 1, 2, 3 mushrooms. Look at those mushrooms, right? Do that. You back out. You go over here. You hit cook. Throw them in. They'll bake up. And then you get a mushroom stew or a skewer or, yeah, mushroom skewer. And that gives you 3 hearts. And then you open up your inventory, head over to your food, and eat that food. And then you're full up on hearts. Which, definitely, if you can get food to stockpile for your health or potions or whatever it is you need, is a good idea because this game's hard. And enemies will do some pretty serious damage to you. Also, if you have an axe, you can cut down trees. But you don't need the axe to cut down trees. You can also just take your bomb here, drop the bomb, and cut that tree down. And these also are influenced by physics, where you can actually push the logs and they'll float in the water. And you know, there's stuff in this game. There's a lot of interlocking systems that you wouldn't normally expect from a Nintendo game. Much less a Zelda game. So, much appreciated on that shit. Mountain goat? Mountain goat. What up, goat? What up, goat? Can I shoot the goat? I can, but he just runs away. There's no health bar for the goat, so the game's not going to let you be a true open world freedom deal. It's going to, no, you can't kill the actual animals. Sorry, Link. You can't be a sociopath. You can only kill the evil stuff. Like, alright, I guess. I saw you. I saw you. You think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid? There we go. What is up here? Got some octo balloons, tentacles, stimulus. I'm guessing that's for stamina, if I had to wager a guess. Oh dear, what's that? That's not cool. Who's doing that? Who's throwing things up here? Who's being a dick about it? Blue Nightshade. Alright, that increases my stealth. Not that I particularly want stealth in a game like this, but it's in here. It's definitely in here. Because I can definitely kind of just crouch down and creep along with the left stick. But again, I would have preferred to have a... Hey, buddy. I found one. Woohoo! Yaha, you found me. Thanks for the seed. Bye-bye. So my goal still is right there. I'm going to hope to get there in this video. I'm running out of time. So I should actually stop getting distracted here, because this is a really easy game to get distracted by. And see if I can't get to that little tower over there. If you head into an area that's too cold, and you head into the water, you immediately die. If you run out of stamina when you're in the water, you die. So again, game is not as easy as, say, previous Zelda games for the past long time. Now, what the hell? Oh, and they're Octoroks. More Octoroks. Well, we're going to ignore them. We're going to ignore their dumbasses and cross this water here. You are going to drain stamina as you swim. I'm hopefully not going to die here, but I might. It's possible. Just get there, Link. Just get there, Link. Just get there, Link. You need to get to the other side. Alright. We need it. But yeah, so far, from what I found, oh, crap. The amount of things that can kill you out here pretty easily seem to be fairly numerous. But it does have, you know, kind of the amount of polish you would want from a Zelda game on, you know, that's just Zelda. But hasn't really been this hard since at least N64 days, if not original, you know, NES days. There's a raft. That's cool. I'm not sure not sure what use I have for a raft just yet, but it's cool it's there. I'm sure I'll find out eventually. But let's kind of creep through here, get this chest, and then see if we can climb that tower there. That's the plan. What do we got over here? Nope, I gotta have other arrows for that. Oh, crap. Damn, look out. Screw you. Well, we'll do it in the inventory. Alright, so fire arrow into red barrel. I wonder what'll happen. A nice explosion. Appreciated. Appreciated. And that gives me some baked apples. And baked apples give you more health than the regular apples. And these Octoroks are still just giving me the business, so F them. Let's run away. Hey guys, I kind of don't want to fight you right now, so I'm just going to leave. Sorry. My bad. I have a goal here, and that goal is here to do some Ubisoft shit, which is climbing this damn tower. Some Assassin's Creed nonsense. Dueling Peaks Tower. We have now scaled the tower, and I'm going to put my Sheikah tablet here into the tower. That should turn it from orange to blue, and activate it, and fill in some more of the map, because, you know, video games. And now, we've filled in the map. Now, this does not give you all the icons you might want on the map. You know, you kind of get your regional map here and whatnot, but you don't get, like, say, any Ubisoft game where you're going to have the whole fucking, you know, like, 8,000 different icons. And we get a new one here, which is above the temperature, which is a shrine locator. So when you want to find shrines, like, say, over there, you're going to, you know, have that thing beep louder when you get in the vicinity of one, which is pretty cool. As a final note, you might wonder, wow, what about this world so big? What about fast travel? Don't worry, this game's got you covered. Any of these deals that you've unlocked, these towers you've unlocked, you can go back here, or the shrines. You can go back to the shrines and say, I'm gonna go back to the Great Plateau Tower where this video started. And there you go, back to where the video started with the advent of fast travel. So, that's gonna do it. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day. And I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.